The car market in 2022 is at an all-time price high, with inventory shortages and the lasting effects of the COVID-19 pandemic pushing the average price for a new car to over $47,000. It doesn't look like this trend is set to go away anytime soon either, as analysts expect that prices will remain high throughout 2022 and into 2023. But there is still value to be found in some segments, and in particular, plenty of new and used sports cars out there remain affordable despite this overall surge in prices. In the past couple of years, a slew of excellent new sports cars have hit the market, and in an attempt to draw sales away from their competitors, their starting prices have remained a surprisingly good value in many cases. Likewise, there are plenty of lightly used sports cars that, thanks to depreciation, can be picked up for considerably less than their original asking price. The cars mentioned in this video can all be bought for less than the average price of a new car, but they're all excellent to drive and will provide lots more driver enjoyment than any run-of-the-mill passenger car or truck could do. Built in collaboration with Toyota, the Subaru BRZ and its twin, the Toyota GR86, remain two of the best cheap sports cars on the market. The second generation of the BRZ arrived on the market in 2022, and it sports a number of key improvements over its predecessor. Subaru claims the 2022 car benefits from a 50% increase in torsional stiffness and a 60% increase in front lateral bending rigidity. They've also added a new, more powerful engine, which makes 228 horsepower and 184 pounds-ft of torque. Still not a huge amount, but more than enough to make the smallest Subaru great fun to drive. Prices start at $28,955, including destination fee for the base spec model, or $31,455 for the top-of-the-line premium trim. If that still seems like too much, buying a well-maintained example of the first-generation car is a great alternative. The design of the first-gen car has aged well and there isn't a huge difference in performance. Plus, with so many used examples on the market, it's not too difficult to find a pre-owned bargain for a rock-bottom price. Porsche Cayman. The Porsche Cayman is a car that's often overlooked in favor of its more famous sibling, the 911, but it shouldn't be. Every generation of the car has been praised for its class-leading combination of performance and handling, but since a 2022 Cayman starts at around $60,000, it's hardly what most people would call affordable. However, used examples of the 981 generation can be picked up for nearly half that price, and they come with the same features that make the Cayman a hidden gem in Porsche's lineup. The 981 was unveiled for the 2013 model year and ran until 2016, when it was replaced with the current Gen 718 Cayman. The 981 was lighter, faster, and more efficient than its predecessor, reportedly using 15% less fuel per 100 kilometers. The base spec Cayman made 275 horsepower, and the higher spec Cayman S made 325 horsepower, and both came with a suite of convenience features including keyless entry and adaptive cruise control. It might not have the prestige of a 911, but the Cayman arguably offers better value for money than its range-topping sibling, especially in used form. Mazda Miata. The Mazda Miata is one of the best-selling sports cars of all time, and for good reason. Since its debut in 1989, the pint-sized roadster has remained a firm favorite among sports car fans. Mazda has always stuck to the tried-and-tested formula of making the car lightweight, affordable, and fun to drive, and the latest ND generation of the car is no different. The 2022 car starts at $27,300 for the base spec sport trim, while the most expensive RF Club trim with the optional Brembos and BBS Recaro packages top out at $38,200. Slashgear tested the Miata RF in 2021, and our verdict was that it was simply the epitome of the modern, attainable sports car. The folding metal roof available on the RF adds an extra layer of practicality and makes it better for daily driving, so it's worth paying the premium for the RF over the soft-top version. Even in top-spec form, the Miata remains solid value for money, and it's worth noting that the car is generally very reliable and cheap to run. For a fun, affordable sports car that's easy to live with every day, it's difficult to go wrong with a Miata. Chevrolet Corvette C6. The latest generation C8 Corvette debuted in 2020 to great acclaim, but while everyone was busy fawning over this mid-engine supercar killer, previous generations of the car were quietly becoming performance bargains. In particular, the C6 has now depreciated to levels that road and track call dangerously cheap. It debuted in 2005 with the most powerful standard engine ever available on a Corvette, with 400 horsepower and a curb weight of just under 3,250 pounds. It was available as a hatchback, a Targa, and a soft-top convertible, and came with a choice of two transmissions, a 6-speed manual or an automatic. For the 2008 model year, the C6 got a major upgrade with the introduction of the LS3 engine, which replaced the LS2. Power was boosted to 436 horsepower, and there were also a number of other performance improvements including reworked steering and a revised final drive ratio, according to Road and Track. The car was a bestseller. As a result, there is plenty of used inventory in dealerships across the country. After several years of price stagnation, used values for the C6 are starting to increase, with higher mileage cars selling for around $30,000 depending on condition. Audi TT. The Audi TT is set to be axed in 2023 after 25 years on sale, but there are still plenty of used examples out there. The 2016 TT has now depreciated enough to earn the title of affordable, and by all accounts, it's a great car. It features a 2.0 liters four-cylinder engine that makes 220 horsepower, which might not sound like much, but provides enough oomph for a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 5.2 seconds. It won't provide raw power in the way that, say, a Corvette will, but its four-wheel drive quattro system more than makes up for any power deficit on twistier roads. For those with a big enough budget, the TTS and TTRS are arguably better cars, as they both come with significant power increases and feel closer in their overall handling profile to the range-topping R8 supercar. However, even a base spec TT still remains a solid sports car, and they're now cheap enough that most buyers won't care that they're not getting the most powerful model. Ford Mustang GT. Buying a 2022 Mustang GT might not be the most original choice, but it's hard to argue with its value for money. After 6 decades on sale, the Mustang has remained a bestseller, and a new model is currently in development. However, the current car is by no means ready for retirement yet, and it continues to offer excellent value, with a starting price of around $38,000 for the GT model, including fees. The GT comes with a 450 horsepower V8 and a choice of 2 transmission options, a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic transmission. There are plenty of upgrade packs available, which improve performance even further, although most options come with a hefty price hike over the base car. The current generation Mustang is not only quicker than ever, it's more livable than ever. Ford gave the car's interior a makeover when the current gen car debuted in 2016, and it still looks modern, although a few of the cabin materials could be improved. There is also a generous amount of luggage space with the rear seats folded, and there is plenty of cubby storage dotted around the cabin. All in all, the Mustang remains a strong competitor, offering a lot of car for not a lot of cash.